better, I'm not gonna lie. It has a way better torso kill range with these same RPMs, so there's not a ton of reason to use this. Doesn't mean it's a bad sniper rifle by any means. Alright, so hello gamers, and welcome back to another episode of my ranking series. If you want to know how I rank these guns or anything like that, make sure to check out episode 1 ranking the assault rifles. But yeah, let's start it off with the intervention. Now the intervention just got its 7-round magazine back, and honestly this was not necessary. This is an extremely powerful sniper rifle with the highest default velocity in the game, so basically no drop and a very far torso kill range. As you can see, this gun goes extremely hard. It doesn't have a long barrel and it doesn't need one. It can one-hit kill torso to 150 studs, which is way farther than most of the other sniper rifles in the game. And yeah, this is extremely powerful. And it has 4 studs of penetration, which is actually tied for second highest penetration in the game. The only thing higher are the NTW and the 50 cals, and yeah, those don't even really count as like regular sniper rifles. They're anti-material rifles. So if you're going for a regular sniper, this is probably going to be the most powerful one. However, it does shoot a little bit slow and handles kind of slow as well. You kind of need skeleton grip, and overall it doesn't shoot the fastest of the sniper rifles, but as you can see, this gun goes insanely hard, close range and long range, because it's such an effective one-hit kill that, to be honest, you will just one-tap so much it doesn't really matter. Now, the RPM isn't quite as fast as other sniper rifles. So this one is an easy 5 out of 5. If you want just an extremely powerful sniper rifle at rank 0, this is basically the best you can get. But next up we have the Remington 700. Now the Remington 700 has 15 more RPM than the intervention. It has a slightly smaller magazine and a worse torso kill range, and worse pen and velocity. However, it bolts faster and it's an overall faster sniper rifle. So if you don't like how slow the intervention is and you want a faster gun with faster handling and a faster rate of fire, this is very good. It also has a pretty decent torso kill range of about like 70 studs. It used to have a 100 with the long barrel, but now that long barrel reduces your max damage range, I don't use that anymore, because now it kind of almost reduces your torso kill range on certain sniper rifles, which is kind of annoying. Not gonna lie. You can use the light, aka short barrel, to get a better torso kill range on this gun, but right now I'm just using a suppressor, because suppressors on sniper rifles have literally no downside. This is more of a CQC and overall sniper rifle. It doesn't have any defining downside. It has good velocity, good pen, good RPM, good torso kill range, good magazine capacity. Everything about it is good, but it just doesn't have anything super special. And because of a gun later on this list before, when they first added the budget straight pull bolt, where you can actually keep shooting without aiming out if you're not using a scope, and with the long barrel it was a 5 out of 5. But now that it has this, but it has the problem of not having as great of a torso kill range, and a different sniper rifle got a buff, it kind of makes it a better version of this. I'm gonna be honest, this one is going to get a 4 out of 5 now. It used to be a 5 out of 5, and it's still one of my favorite sniper rifles. Extremely powerful and extremely good for a low rank. However, there is just a better option that is just overall better, I'm not gonna lie. It has a way better torso kill range with these same RPMs, so there's not a ton of reason to use this. Doesn't mean it's a bad sniper rifle by any means. Very much one of the higher tier, even you could say top tier sniper rifles. So yeah, 4 out of 5, nothing really bad about this gun, it's really good. But next up we have the Dragunov SVU. A lot of people will think the SVU sucks. It can't one-hit kill to the body unless you have a conversion, which isn't even really that great. It's like a worse WAL 2K conversion. So why would you ever use this gun? It's a semi-auto gun. Well, here's the thing, it can one-hit kill to the head to like 250 studs or something stupid, like all conceivable close range to like longer ranges easily, and it doesn't one-hit kill to the body. However, it has 150 RPM and 2-hit kill anywhere on the body at any range, which most sniper rifles do that anyway, and can one-hit kill to most conceivable ranges. So basically what I'm saying is this is a semi-auto sniper rifle that, except for the torso kill, is completely good in every other aspect of the gun. It one-hit kills super far, can 2-hit kill anywhere, all ranges, while being semi-auto and actually having a pretty fast rate of fire. If you're really good at hitting headshots, this is amazing, and if you like sniper rifles, I don't recommend this. This is more of a DMR type gun, where you can tap fire people at long range and you might need to hit follow-up shots, but that was 226 studs there. That is within the one-hit kill range of this gun. This thing has such a ridiculous one-hit kill head range. It is just inconceivably far. That plus the 2-hit kill limb, all ranges, with 50 damage, makes this, in my opinion, a better version of the Scar SSR. The Scar SSR does have some upsides, specifically more RPM, but I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5. If you're extremely good with this gun, it will destroy every other sniper rifle, because it will just one-tap them, except it has triple the RPM of the intervention. Actually, more than that. But next up, we have the AWS. Now, the AWS is actually an extremely powerful sniper rifle now. It has a little bit more RPM than the Remington and a bigger bigger magazine, but it does have a little bit worse of a torso kill range, but the little bit of extra RPM is nice. The bigger magazine is nice. Don't use extended mag on the Remington, it's not worth it. But on this, you just have a default extended mag. It's also suppressed, and it will never show up on the radar at any distance because it's integrally suppressed. The problem with this gun is that the torso kill range is kind of trash, I'm not gonna lie. It's 50 studs, which is not great at all. But honestly, this is maybe better than the Mosin because 10 rounds by default and about the same RPM with the free torso kill. And now that it has more velocity, you can actually hit shots with it, which makes it extremely good. However, I'm gonna be real, for the fast snipers, this is not necessarily the best. However, because it is integrally suppressed and also it has the RPM and it has the magazine capacity, I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 5. And that's kind of crazy, going from like the worst sniper rifle in the game in my opinion to a 5 out of 5. And the reason for this is because with 250 extra velocity, this gun has velocity on par with other sniper rifles. Yeah, a little bit worse than most of them, but 2,500 velocity is really not something that you should be too scared about. And with a 50 stud torso kill, that's this much RPM, you can hit follow-up shots really easily. And I'm not gonna lie, very enjoyable. And the reason that is a 5 out of 5 is because of the suppressor, because you use a suppressor on other sniper rifles, it will still show up on the radar, or it will lower your velocity or your handling, and this just has a suppressor. So yeah, that's why I'm going to be giving this one a 5 out of 5. It also just shoots so fast that you can actually hit your follow-up shots really easily. Yeah, it doesn't have the best velocity, the best pen, or the best torso kill range, but I'm not gonna lie, this is a very high tier sniper rifle. But next up, we have the BFG-50. At one point, I almost said it was on par with the AWS, but now that the AWS got a big buff, the BFG is just simply the worst sniper rifle in the game. The Hecate just does it better. It has a 7-round capacity, and yes, if you're hitting your shots consistently with this, it does one-hit kill torso all ranges with a very high velocity. The Hecate just does what this does, but better in like every way. And because of the long barrel nerf, this thing doesn't even have a good limb kill range, which was the only thing that was better than the other 50 cals in the game. I will be giving this one a 2 out of 5. The reason it's getting a 2 is because it does have some redeeming qualities. It's not quite a 1 out of 5 because here's the thing, it does have one specific thing that makes it better than the Hecate a little bit in that one particular field, which is that it does have a slight limb kill range, which is nice because you can one-hit kill pinky toe in close range. And it doesn't make this the best CQC sniper, more of a long-range gun, so it's not a huge problem. However, I have over 1,000 kills on this gun. It's extremely fun, and I do recommend you check it out if you have it unlocked. I don't recommend you pre-buy it because people get mad, but yeah, 2 out of 5, not amazing at all. Next up, you have the AWM. Now, the AWM basically takes Remington 700 and AWS and puts them together. It has the same RPM as the Remington 700 at 60, so a little bit slower than the AWS, but only by 5. However, it has a 90 stud torso kill range, farther than the Remington, while reloading faster. It does have an op conversion to give it 10 rounds. I don't recommend that. I would recommend the AWS over that because honestly, that conversion kind of sucks. It has worse velocity than the AWS and about the same torso kill range, but this has a 90 stud torso kill range while firing extremely fast. And even though it only has 5 rounds, it reloads so fast that it doesn't really matter anyway. So this is probably the best overall sniper rifle in the game. Before, I would have said the Remington had that, and now that the Remington long barrel isn't that great, the AWM kind of picks up the slack of that, and with its RPM buff, it's kind of just better. It has a better torso kill range, but the same pen, but more muzzle velocity, and deals far more limb damage, doing 82 instead of 75. So full 7 more damage. Obviously not a big deal, they're both a 2-hit, but this, because of the torso multi and the high min damage, it can actually still hit for like 96 at range, which is kind of cracked because if a guy's weakened at all, you can actually kill him with 1 torso shot at any range, which is kind of a thing on a lot of sniper rifles, but actually this does more torso than the intervention at range. And yeah, this reloads extremely fast and fires extremely fast while still having a very nice 90 stud torso kill range. That's why this gun has been talked about a lot recently, because the buff finally came out. Before, it said it had 60 RPM, but it still had 50, which it's fine. 50 RPM is not bad, but 60 is just next level. Honestly, 55 would have been fine. But you know what? They gave it 60. They made it finally good because the AWM was never really amazing. It was always good. It was just never a top tier sniper rifle compared to stuff like the Remington and the intervention and stuff. But the little bit of more RPM it got, it just made it so much better. I'm not gonna lie. But next up, you have the TRG. Now, the TRG isn't actually too great anymore. It's still fine. It has a slight limb kill range. Just like the BFG, you can kill to the pinky toe up close, and it does have a little bit more RPM than the intervention. However, because of the long barrel nerf and a nerf to the gun itself, it only has about a 100 stud torso kill range, which you can increase to about 120 if you're using short barrel, aka light barrel. But I'm gonna be real, this is a alright sniper rifle. It has very high velocity and a very nice torso kill range, but it's more of like a strange gun where it's like, it's really good for close range because it can limb kill, which is nice because you can never hit marker with it if you're really close to a guy. However, when you add in the fact that it doesn't even shoot that fast, then you're like, okay, so it's more of a long range sniper, right? But the torso kill range isn't better than the intervention. It has less velocity, so it's not even even like an amazing long range gun either. There are guns that just do it better close and long range. So I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. It used to easily be a 5 out of 5, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie, very, very good one. It's really up there. It's not quite top tier anymore. When it had that 200 stud torso kill range, yes, it was definitely like the best sniper in the game. Next up though, we have the Mosin. Now the Mosin is extremely powerful because of a few features. First off, it has 70 RPM, and secondly, it has extremely fast handling. The problem with it is that it can't actually one-hit kill torso. So yes, you can't actually kill to the body without 8mm, and I don't recommend 8mm. It's not good, just use the AWS to be honest. But if you have extended mag, it does shoot a little bit faster than the AWS with better velocity. However, the AWS is actually just kind of better, I'm not gonna lie. It has a little bit less RPM and a little bit less velocity, but it has both the torso kill and the one-hit kill head all ranges without a ton of downsides, not gonna lie. It also has a built-in 10-round magazine, which the Mosin can't run 8mm and the 10-round mag at the same time. So honestly, I'm gonna be real. Right there, that was a torso hit. If I was using the AWS, it would have been exactly the same experience, but it won a one-tap. But let's say I wanted to use Mosin 8mm instead. Well, it wouldn't have a 10-round magazine. I also would have worse velocity than the AWS, and also I wouldn't be able to one-hit kill a head at range. But the AWS can do all of that. Sure, it's a little bit weaker in some aspects, but I'm gonna be real. Mosin is, in my opinion, a 4 out of 5. It's very good. It does have some advantages, like the fact that 8mm does have a pretty decent torso kill range at a very high rate of fire, and it can have a 10-round mag with 70 RPM, but I'm gonna be real, there are snipers like the AWM that just kind of do it better. So yeah, 4 out of 5 is in order for this one. It's not bad. My major problem with it is that you can't use iron sights anymore, and I don't know how to use this gun with anything that isn't iron sights, because iron sights now don't even zoom in at all. Next up, we have the Dragunov SVDS, which had the same thing. You can't use irons anymore, which sucks because I used irons for about 1,000 kills. But the thing about this is that think Mosin, but a little bit less RPM, but it actually has both a 10-round mag and a 75 stud torso kill range while being semi-automatic, which means you can switch your gun and not have to bolt it. You can stay aimed in and shoot it multiple times. And yeah, it has a tiny bit of recoil, but let's be real, because it shoots kind of slower, it kind of recenters every single time you shoot. And yes, before this wasn't the best necessarily sniper in the game. However, with a 10-round mag and no bolting and still a 75 stud torso kill range, this was one of the better snipers in the game, and a lot of people liked it. Now that the other snipers have gotten rebalanced and this hasn't been changed other than the iron sights, this is honestly a 5 out of 5. It's definitely one of the top tier sniper rifles. And yeah, if you want a semi-auto sniper rifle, but you don't want the M107 experience, this is very good. I'd say this is overall one of the best CQC sniper rifles in the entire game, because shoot it multiple times, just quick scope people down, and it has a pretty solid 75 stud one hit kill torso range. I might say the AUM is a little bit better. The AUM does have to bolt and has less rounds in a magazine. However, it does have the same RPM while being able to one hit kill torso farther. Very, very good gun though. Next up, we have the K14. K14 had the exact same issue as some of the other ones, where I would always use iron sights, and now I have to use the Coyote sight, which kind of sucks because the iron sights are really good, but they don't zoom in. Now, I believe this has a 70 stud torso kill range now instead of like 100, but it could be 80, probably about an 80. This gun has a few major problems. First off, it doesn't shoot overly fast. It has 50 RPM, which is fine, and it doesn't have an amazing torso kill range, but it has 10 rounds and an extremely fast reload time, which makes feeding with this gun effortless, because you can miss multiple shots and still be able to keep a feed going. And also, reloading doesn't even matter, because that's the reload for 10 rounds. I don't think I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 now, because AWM kind of does it better with a faster rate of fire, a better torso kill range, and about the same reload anyway. Yeah, this has 10 rounds, but yeah, it's not really amazing anymore. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5, worth checking out. However, the biggest problem for me is that it doesn't really do good limb damage at all. It does 68 to 55, so you can't really finish people that have been hurt by anybody else too much, which means you'll get less kills eventually doing that. But yeah, definitely a 4 out of 5, really solid. Next up, we have the Hecate 2. Now, this gun is actually really good now, because unlike the M107, it can torso kill in close range and long range, and still has like the same overall advanced stats, meaning velocity and pen, because it has 10 studs of pen, so you can shoot through every wall, and it has 3000 velocity, the same as the TRG. The problem with it is that it doesn't shoot too fast and doesn't handle that well either, but this is just a direct upgrade to the BFG. And yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. It might have been a 3 out of 5 back when the M107 was still in the game, in the state that it was, because before it was basically a semi-auto Hecate, and now the Hecate does have some nice upsides of, if you don't like having to hit multiple shots to the body in close range, this does have that advantage. But next up, we have the FT300. Now, the FT300 is kind of strange. It kind of got destroyed. Longbow was one of the main things that made it great, and so was 308. And now it's not bad necessarily, but it's not great at any one particular thing. With 308 and short barrel, it has an extremely great torso kill range of about 120 studs. However, awful velocity, awful damage at range, and it doesn't reload or shoot overly fast. And the overall gun has a bunch of bad conversions that nobody cares about. So I'm gonna be real, this one is gonna get a 3 out of 5. Like, it's not bad with certain attachments, but you can get a kind of overall better sniping experience from most of the other sniper rifles in the game. 3 out of 5 because it does have some redeeming stuff, but really, like, if you use the AUM and stuff like that, you're just going to get better overall stats, making this not really that great. Not the worst sniper rifle ever, but definitely not top tier anymore. Next up though, we have the M107. Now the M107 now has 200 RPM, which means you can fire it extremely fast, faster than the Dragunov SVU. However, there is a big problem with it. It does have a lot of recoil, and it can't one-hit kill torso in close range. But just like the gyrojet, it can one-hit kill torso past 100 studs at any range, which means if you're using this in medium to long range, it is just a 200 RPM gun that can one-hit kill body. And unlike the gyrojet, this is actually accurate. The gyrojet literally has spread like a shotgun. This does not. It just is super accurate. It has 3000 velocity, and it is busted. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the best versions of the M107 there's ever been in the game. I've actually been unironically using this thing for very far... Oh my gosh, ranges? This is absolutely ridiculous. It's like a gyrojet, but it's just consistent one taps, which is just actually scary. Also, the hipfire is just extremely good because for some reason it actually makes the recoil pretty low for 200 RPM. And also, if you use CQB barrel, then you actually get an 85 stud torso kill range at still 200 RPM. This gun is really busted. So yeah, this one is going to get a 5 out of 5, probably for long range sniping, the best sniper in the game, and it can still work in close range because 2 shots at 200 RPM is not hard to hit. Next up though, we have the Steyr Scout. Now, the Steyr Scout with the forge setup is obviously going to be getting an 11 out of 5 because in fact it is the best gun in the game. But I guess we can also cover the default gun, which is actually pretty solid, not gonna lie. It has 2 pretty nice conversions now. 376 Steyr, which does give it a slight torso kill, however awful damage at range, 19. That's lower than the 22 sniper rifles, but it can still actually one-hit kill head all ranges. However, if you use 556, you actually get a 10 round mag, faster reload, and 100 RPM, but it can one-hit kill head all ranges. Basically what this is kind of like an SVU, but with an infinite headshot kill range, and depending on how you use it, either about 85 RPM or about 100 RPM. However, it does awful body damage. And I'm gonna be real, this isn't actually as good as you might expect, because yes, if you're very, very good at the game, this will be extremely good. However, if you're very, very good at hitting headshots, I'm going to be real, the SVU is better. It can 2-hit kill anywhere on the body at any range, and it can 1-hit kill head to anything but the farthest ranges. But if you're really good, you can just hit a follow-up shot at those ranges and get 150 RPM. It is not a bad sniper rifle at all, and 376 Steyr is really, really good, about like 85 RPM, so I will be giving this a 5 out of 5 because of 376 Steyr. The default gun is not better than the SVU. The SVU, unless it has like a worse headshot kill range eventually, is just going to be better, or they buff this gun again. But I feel like it's in a good spot now. If you're very good with it, yes, it does have extremely high velocity. It's a very high skill ceiling gun, a lot of upsides and a lot of downsides, so yeah. It's really just what you want from your gun, and I'm assuming most people don't want to have bad body damage overall. Next up though, we have the WA2000. Now the WA2000 is strange because it did get its 300 conversion nerfed pretty bad, but 300 is still extremely powerful. It gives it 100 instead of 90 RPM, and gives it about a 80 or 90 stud torso kill range. After 150 studs, it can't one-hit kill head. So it's kind of just like a Mosin 8mm, but 100 RPM. So if you want the Mosin 8mm, use this gun. It is extremely powerful. It does have some downsides, and the default gun does have extremely high velocity and one-hit kill head all ranges with a nice 40 stud torso kill range. So if you want something like the Steyr Scout, this is kind of just that, but better without 300, and with 300, it is an extremely powerful torso killing DMR for close range. And it even works at long range, however, it will be like a 3-hit kill sometimes at long range and won't one-hit kill head all ranges. So I'd say it's kind of balanced, but honestly, 5 out of 5. The WA2K is extremely powerful. And yeah, if you want to pre-buy it, I recommend you pre-buy it in the test place first. Make sure you like it, because in my opinion, it's not really my favorite sniper. I don't really use it too often. However, it is extremely powerful. So if you have the credits, buy it in the test place so you can check it out before having to live with your decision of spending like 20,000 credits on a gun. But for the high ranks, this is probably one of the most well-known and well-respected guns because yeah, it can do that. Oh my gosh, I'm hitting so many headshots. Next up though, we have the NTW. Now I'm not gonna lie, this is better than the BFG 50. It has 4 bullets and it can still torso kill all ranges. Honestly, it's just an overall better BFG. I like the BFG a lot more. I don't like this gun at all. And theoretically, it's kind of better than the Hekate because it can torso kill all ranges but limb kill very far and basically has the same RPM. However, does have one problem where you can't aim unless you're sitting next to an object or you're crouching or prone. It also has a smaller magazine and all that stuff. I just hate, I don't like using it like this. An Obras barrel is kind of cool on it, but not great because you lose a lot of what makes it good, like the velocity and stuff. Now, like I said, it is better than the BFG, but I'd say it's worse than the Hikate, especially for me. So I will be giving this one a 3 out of 5. However, it does have some redeeming stuff, which is why I'm going to be giving it a 3 out of 5 because, I mean, it does the most damage of any of the snipers. It also does have a magazine, and it does have the highest penetration ammo type in the entire game, 20x110, which actually doesn't have a magazine. It's only 1 bullet. However, yeah, it's an overall pretty nice gun, but you have to kind of camp with it to be really great. The Hikate 2, you can just run around with. This, you kind of got to go into crouch or prone to really hit shots. That's a pretty big downside, I'm not going to lie. Anyways, gamers, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to check out the rest of this series, but I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.